Ta-da! I actually made it on time. Welcome, Truth Serum Nation. It's Sunday. Football, Bills Nation. Maybe that curse will be on them. Let's get it all in. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Let's get it in here. So I appreciate the people that come in and the new people. We talk about a lot of stuff. This Mafia stuff is so interesting. I seen it firsthand years ago. I seen all the characters. I seen not everything, but you see a generalized idea of things that go on. I made some statements about Dom Chicali and in the past, Michael Candinas, and everybody's got their mob tube characters, who they might gravitate to. What entertainment can you derive from Mike Franzese? What can you derive from Sammy the Bull Gravano? What can you derive from Dom Chicali, Joey Merlino, and so on? What can you derive from me? And I was looking through my comments, and I watched this Dom Chicali, and he reads the trollers, and he just keeps calling himself a rat, and and I'm like, why does he even do that? Why does this Dom Chicali even do that? Tell your stories. Forget about your trollers, right? So I've been on that gig a little bit, and I had some comments about when I was responding to that, and they were like, and then I know these names, I know they're from New York, and they're like, well, when it comes to the people in the know, they know what this Dom Chicali is all about and what he's capable of. But you get mob tubers and viewers and just regular civilians that they don't know. They don't know what's real, what's counterfeit. They just have their own perceptions and beliefs about these characters on MobTube. Philly Bob. And you get all that. But I'm going to talk about this cleaning up dirty money and everything. But I just wanted to get a couple of things off my chest, And then you got Joey Merlino and his partner there. And thanks, Juju. You got the book all right. And so what can we derive from the MobTube narrative, the MobTube soap opera, and what do the people want? People have different tastes. People have different tastes, of course. And so I thought Joey Merlino was a cool personality. He's a typical soldier. He could be a typical guy in the mob of any rank. A Joey Merlino, with a boss, a underboss, a cap. He could be anybody, as far to me. But I guess there's whatever he's proven to be. He's proven to be. But when it comes to like his channel, it's worn out, wash and rinse. They got their hand out left and right, and he's not telling any stories. And then you got to go to Patreon, and hopefully you might get a half a story on Patreon. So if you're a boss in a crime family, and you have to be a thinker to reach these levels in the mafia, how come you can't even demonstrate common sense and logic on how to run a mafia YouTube channel? Because you got people around you that think they think they know what they're doing. I don't know where the money trail is or who pays who or what. I don't know anything about that, but it is Scrubville on the Joey Merlino. And I don't like Joey Merlino. I don't hate Joey Merlino. But when it comes to social media and all that recycled gibberish, it's one big ad. You turn on to Joey Merlino and Snuffer there, whatever he is. they're it's one big ad. That's all they are, is one big advertisement. And then he talks about half a story, then he looks at them. Well, if you want to hear the rest of that story, to go to Patreon and get your credit card out. And then you get another half a story. They're washed and rinsed. Joey Merlino and his little sidekick, they're nauseating. They're whoever they could hustle, God bless them. Whoever they could con and hustle, God bless them. But if you had any logistics or logic, Joey Merlino, why are you dirtying that whole channel up? Scrubville. At least Gene Barillo tells stories. You could say what you want. At least Gene, at least he puts it out there. He tells stories or whatever he does. You could get more gangster out of Gene than selling cars from Joey Merlino. They're washed and rinsed. All right, let's move on. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. He's got to be smart enough to know that the channel smells like crap, it looks like crap, and it is crap. So he can't be that naive unless he has some type of disassociative order. Who knows? But who's pulling the money strings over there? Who's saying do this? Who's saying doing that? He doesn't have anybody in that production crew, to say, you got to quit begging for those Patreons. How about telling a story, Lufrati? How about telling a story? Washed out YouTube, whatever they are. Let's move along, folks. I want to get that off my chest. Welcome, whoever comes in here. It's the True Serum. I've been doing this a long time. They turned my channel back on. I'm going to behave. I'm not going to swear. And I interact with the people here. We got Ivan Lore. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Well, Ivan says Merlino is not a good storyteller. It's all bullcrap. Yeah. It's boring when he starts talking. It's washed and rinsed. It was new and exciting, and yeah, and then they just figured out, we got the people, we brung the people in, now let's pickpocket them. Let's pick their pockets. And if everybody on YouTube has a right to make money and all that, yes, I'm not saying that. And God forbid, who would have thought that ex-gangsters are trying to make money on something? We all understand that. So I'm presenting your argument, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. But with all that being said, give the viewers something, for crying out loud. Wow, I stopped watching a long time because it was just like, when you're going to get to the thing, I don't get many donations. I don't sell many books. I've done 700 videos. I've been through the mill. I've been censored. I've been blocked. I've been the lowest man on the totem pole. And I've told 1,000 stories already for free. I appreciate the subscriber, the like, the share. I appreciate time spent with me, because you folks could be spending your time, which is a valuable commodity in this world, the time we have. And I appreciate these good people come in here and share their time and spend their time with me. So there's a benefit. There's an exchange. There's an exchange process. Money does come in handy, yes, but I got to do what I got to do. Whatever happens, happens. So the Mafia trying to clean up dirty money, cleaning up the dirty of Mafia's money, it's almost like a fine art. There would be, ex-IRS officials would go into the public sector and join, be consultants and things like that. So the best consultant you can have is a ex-IRS agent, So up at the club, Sam the boss, part of the Colombo family, Mike Francese's Colombo family, used to have these businessmen bebop in, bebop out. I used to watch them come and go, business, briefcases. Sometimes I'd try to list, whatever, just bull crap stuff. And then the one day, Sam Sam knew I was educated and things like that. And Sam said, Joe, I want you to sit down with these guys. Just sit, bum, bum, bum. You're welcome to sit. And we're going to talk uh, uh, the taxes. We're going to talk about the lawyer will be there talking about certain people. Maybe they have charges or stuff like that and things like that. Because people that are having charges, sometimes they have to get their finances cleaned up so the government doesn't look and go, oh wow, here's a layup. You did this, you did that. So they got to work in tandem sometimes, just in general for doing good business and profitable business and clean up money, and then just for the sake of somebody being under some heat that doesn't get extra charges. You folks understand. So I would sit there and I would listen. Johnny D, what's going on? Johnny D, good Sunday, Joe. That's why your show is good. Got too many soap operas going on there. You have good content stories. People want to hear the real truth. Bring on the pasta and the Sunday football. God bless Johnny D, Ivan Lord, Philly Bob. I'm the people's person. And if I'm elected, I will lower taxes. I will give you more Mafia stories. And I'll try to be a weatherman. I'll try to be a comedian. Let's get back to the story. Thank you, JD. So I would sit down at the table and pick up this information from these professionals, the IRS guy, and nothing more than these gangsters love best was to beat the IRS. They're part of the federal government. Nothing more than to tax shelter money, open up DBAs. Mike Franzese, he was an expert genius on that. To keep opening up DBAs, and when you have businesses, brokerages, and things like that, the government that have their forensic investigators and their, they can't keep up. They can't keep up with trying to figure out, these businesses and these startups and accounts payable, accounts receivable. They can't keep up. They need 10 forensic accountants. And so when you have the IRS retirees helping out these mobsters, they know how to get around it. They know the weakness of the IRS. They know a loophole in the IRS. So the old man Sam would pay them generously, and long as it followed along with the lawyer, and things like that. So they keep everything abreast. So you could always manipulate the books. You can manipulate the books of actual real money, money in the future, doctoring up invoices. It could just be all virtual. It could be virtual. It could be real. And these guys can't keep up with it. So you could have, I don't know how to put it. Well, everything here is allegedly. Everything here on my channel is alleged. Everything's alleged. So say you got 250,000 that you made off of your gambling ring. Everything's alleged. You know that. Everything's alleged. And so you made 250,000. Now Sam had money buried everywhere, but you got to legitimize some things, and in case they come knocking on your door. I mean, there's got to be some preventive maintenance, so to speak. But as far as say now you got 250,000 sitting in Sam's office in the club, and he wants to clean it up, like just clean it up. You could clean it up to put it in legitimate business, or you can You can clean it up at a gambling institution. You could clean it up in Las Vegas and manipulate vouchers and machines and gambling activity to show that that money came from gambling. That money came from gambling and things like that. So if you had 250,000 and somebody was gonna say, we'll clean that up. However way we gotta turn 250,000 legitimate. So if there's a handler, somebody close, of course, somebody trustworthy, so there's got to be a vig on it. There's got to be a fee on it because somebody has to go into the streets and go to a casino, go to a racetrack. If you're outside of businesses, if you're going to clean it up the other way, which there's many different ways, as many ways you could think in your brain. So if there's 250,000 on the line and he says, Jojo, do me a favor, go do this, go do that. And once you do it, we'll give you 10%. 10%. So if you got 250,000 and say you make a trip to the racetrack and you clean up half of it, 125, you clean up half of that during your little activities, and then you get paid right there, 250, and or 1250, and then you go back and you clean it up for 10%. They'll take, if it only costs them 10% to clean their money up, they will think you're the best thing since the coming of the Lord, or sliced bread. So they used to have Mike Franzese would do it the real, allegedly, Mike Franzese, he would do it long term with DBAs, all these DBAs and paperwork and accounting, all of that kind of stuff. And I'll give you another alleged story. Everything on my channel is alleged. I'll give you another alleged story. Years ago, I don't know if they still do it today. The banks, your regular bank, I don't know how long but periodically, which I don't know how many years or the increments, periodically they would exchange their money. The older dates on the bills, the lower dates on the bills, they would take them out of circulation and infuse the new money. You know, like now you see the new money, it's got all this stuff on. And so they changed the money up. So what about the old money? What about the old money? And what do they, well, I guess allegedly they're just supposed to burn the old money. They're supposed to burn the old money. And who's got control of that? Who's got control of that? Is there somebody in the mob that maybe allegedly, I don't know, this is just surmising, fantasy land. That's all this is. This is just surmising. What if? This is just what if, okay? What if somebody around the banks, brother, wife, sister, mother, uncle, what if somebody come home and said, oh yeah, it's that time of year again when we got to burn all that money up and exchange it for the current dated money? What? Can you say that again? Well, then when does that happen? Well, we do this, we do that. Well, who's in control of that? Well, it's Johnny Numbnuts. Well, okay. So you could have a situation like that. And now, what do you do if you got, let's just say, 250,000 worth of, now say it's 1990, and they're just trying to get money, they're trying to get rid of the money to update the dates on the money. And you know how the dollar bills have all changed since. and just say it's 1990, and they wanna they wanna clean up $250,000 that's got dates on it, like $100 bills, 50s and $100 bills, 50s and $100 bills, and it's got dates on there: 1970, 1971, 19, and then they put that little red mark. I don't know what it's called. I'm not an expert on it. Well, there's different identifiers, I guess, and say they put that on there. But anyways, they if it was from nine, so they want to have a new batch of money, and they also want to stay ahead of the counterfeiters. The counterfeiters also. So that's what they do. Obvious, it's common sense. That's logical and common sense. So now if that takes place, the guy that's handling that money can just not bring it to the bin. Like, well, you got to go to this place. There's an incinerator, and that's where they do this. Bum, bum, bum. And that's what they do. And like, is there any guards? Are there? What do? You get in your car with a freaking sack of this old money that you're going to drive down to the freaking incinerator? And where is the incinerator? Are there guards? Are there security? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is maybe they can dodge that, and just say they dodged it, okay? Just say they dodged it. And a guy comes up to you and says, a guy from the racetrack, that hustlers and gamblers, and he says, you want to make some money? This is all what if fairy tale fantasy land. How about we take a ride down to the racetrack, the thoroughbred racetracks down in New York, and we just exchange these bills and put them on vouchers, and then gamble off the vouchers. So they had you can make bets. It's tedious. It could be a 2-day or 3-day process. To If you got 250, maybe you want to do 80,000 for 3 days. You don't want to raise any eyebrows. You just want to melt this money through the teller. Bet 1,000 to win. Bet 3,000 to show on horses, and just and then just get, if they win or lose, you try to make safe bets. You're not going to clean this money up at a real high percentage, because it's just like finding money, anyways. It's different than a gangster having a $250,000 that's real money that he's got, and he's going to legitimize it. That money means more to him, that $250,000. But this other 250,000 is like finding it. And if you could turn it into 200,000, they will, you're a genius if you can do that. So they would know. So, but say if I was there with another guy, and we performed it real good, well, when we come back, we could just say, well, it was tough there. Oh my gosh, they were looking. We had to stop. We were paranoid. And we could only turn it into 150 clean out of 250. And then if we're lying to them, say we cleaned up 200 out of the 250, we could tell them we cleaned up 150, and then make that money, because these guys will take 25 cents on a dollar for this kind of money, because you got to be really sick to partake in this anyways, if it ever happened, or if it was ever a proposition. So, you could just say, yeah, Jim, what do we got? Well, we got 210. Well, when we get back, we could just say, boy, there was a lot of freaking hand grenade there. There was a lot of landmines there. We could only turn it into 150. Let's split it. Screw them. They don't know the difference. They'll take anything because they found it. All they got to do is give the guy that worked, had family at the bank, throw him a ham sandwich. That's all. And it's, and let me tell you, I'm just saying, if that happened or didn't happen, I'm not sure. But of all the banks around the United States of America, and if this was a situation where they gotta get rid of old money for new money, what do they do with the old money? There's thousands of banks in the United States of America. You don't think anybody tried to come up with any schemes to clean up that money? The thought never rose to somebody's head. You're the guy that's got to go to maybe an incinerator and empty out a bag of $250,000 and just watch it burn in an incinerator. You know, people's minds, they twist and turn like, well, geez, maybe I could grab a couple bundles or whatever and then just pass them off at the department stores on a very, very low level, casual level. Or maybe I just want to grab it all and just say, yeah, we burned it all up. And maybe I want to grab it all and just clean it up the best I can. So, of all the people's that responsibility was to do that across the United States of America, I'd have to say at least 70% of those responsible for that job, at least 70% entertained these thoughts and maybe took action on those thoughts. So, I mean, it's the mafia is always trying to clean money for their rackets and things like that. Legitimize businesses, buy real estate, DBAs, and all that. Because they know the government's coming. And a lot of times when the feds come, they come with the IRS. While you're getting other types of charges and indictments, there's always some IRS charge hanging over them. And they can, so stuff like that. And I just said a couple things when these guys would show up at the club, and I told Sam, maybe you could try this, maybe you could try that. And he used to laugh, and he says, "That's brilliant, but I'm not involved in any. I don't want to be conspired into whatever. Everything is what if." Well, if you wanted to do that, I don't know, but because there might be 7 microphones in the damn club. So I just, I'm not privileged to any information. And if there's any ideas, it's just what if, and you might want to do this if you lived on Mars or, just generalize everything because it's your words. It's your words. So, yeah, I wanted to, do that. Now, Mike Franzese, the businessman that he is, the tax scheme money was hundreds of millions. We're not talking a $250,000 here and a $250,000 there. So, this was the Colombo family. This was Mike Francese's connected family too. And how to legitimize all those businesses. He just opening up all these DBAs, tax shelter here, show money, tax shelter here, but then if they do investigations on, transactions and all that, it gets so complicated. I don't even want to hear it. You guys don't want to hear it because your ears will be red and it won't even make sense at the end of it. But you get the idea just the same. I mean, you just, so they'd love to just know if they could just beat the government at something. Oh, that was a beautiful day. That was a beautiful day. If you could just beat them at something, because the government played dirty pool. They played a lot of dirty pool, a lot of dirty pool. They didn't care about the regular uh, uh, policies and certain restrictions they had to follow by people having constitutional rights. They don't care if a gangster has constitutional rights. So there's a lot of gray area of their little tactics that they used to do, some evil tactics that could get people in a lot of crazy trouble, violence, and all that kind of stuff. Real cute stuff. Pitting people together, you know, take out conversations, take words from a conversation. The MIT and Boston, there's geniuses with recordings and stuff, and they can say, "Oh, listen to this, Vino. Here's your buddy over there in this other family. Yeah, oh, that no good." They're real cute. They're real cute like that. So they play dirty ball a lot of times. So when you could beat them at something, it's like a mafia holiday. It's like a mafia holiday. They'll have a clam bake. They'll have a clam bake the next week and just celebrate. And the Colombos, they got dogged so hard. They got targeted. They got targeted hard. Gambino and Colombos, they got targeted so much harder, in my belief, than Genovese, Bonanno, and Lucchese. That's just my opinion. I'm not the encyclopedia on it all. My opinion wouldn't stand up in a court of law, but that's just my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, all right, have a coffee, get a water. If you want to have a drink, it's 12:30 Eastern time. So that's that. I don't know what else to say. What else do we got here? I don't know what else to say. The Seneca Indians got a curse on all the Buffalo and New York sports teams. I did a video. I don't know if I did that on Facebook or what, but they've been in conflict. The Seneca Nation, as well as the Mohawk, all the 7 nations, and there's 12 of them even, but the biggest Indian nations, the government's always been, of course, we robbed their land and everything, going way back. But as far as deals, well, the New York State government is worse on planet Earth. So, the Indians have been dealing with this corrupted New York State government since the beginning of time. So I did the story about my Indian friends that I would see, and he said, "Jojo, there's curses on these Buffalo and these New York State teams." I was like, "What?" "Yeah, they did these rituals and all that because New York State wasn't giving these Indian nations a fair shake." It's been amended since these current times, and if you're a baby born, if you just live on the Seneca Nation in a trailer in a hut, when you're born and you're a tribal member, when you're born, you're naturally a tribal member. You get a check every month from the nation, the casino nation. So you're a baby, you're getting 4,500 or whatever kind of compensation just for being a member. That's your enterprise. That's your tribe. The casino falls under your activities, financial activities, and they get paid. They get paid. And the Bills, go Buffalo. But when Baltimore goes up and down the field on that defense of the Buffalo Bills that doesn't have a defense, is that just going to be a curse, or is it just going to be that the Buffalo Bills couldn't cover me if I ran a pattern? They stink on defense, and don't judge the Buffalo's defense based on the Denver Broncos. That's apples and oranges. This is a real offense coming at Buffalo. This is a real offense. Of course, I would like the Buffalo Bills to win. I'm not going to cry a river if they lose like I might have when I was 12 years old, because as far as New York State and its sports teams and politicizing their woked out, freaked out agenda on their basketball courts, on their football fields, all that woke fruity pie stuff, at the end of the day, I don't care if they all rot on the vine. I don't care. Of course, I'm a fan, but who cares? Anything connected with New York State and their woked out, fruity pie, politicized stuff, I don't care. Let them all rot. Let them rot. Let them rot. They're all going to be upset if the Bills lose and all. Yeah, really, really. Just like they said in what, the Bronx Tale or whatever, who cares? He don't pay your bills. They charge you enough. You're paying $500, $1,000 for the nosebleed seats, while you got a guy wearing pink sneakers and ribbons on his thing to promote fruity pie stuff, because the owners are all globalist, woked out bums. So when those globalist team loses, I'm gonna cry a river because they don't make it into the next round of the playoffs, where the owners make another 150 million on advertisements. Cool Keith. So I'm not gonna cry a river for these globalist owners, these billionaires, if my team, the Buffalo Bills, lose. I'm not gonna cry a river for those woked out fruity pie bums, okay? Because all the New York State teams, well, the Seneca Indian Nation told me they got curses on every New York State team, professional sports team. I'm just saying. I don't know if I said it here or I did a Facebook video or something, but I was doing some music with Kendrick Lamar video on there, and I don't know if it I got copyrighted or something. I don't know if it got copyrighted. I did it on there, but yeah. Going back to when all the Indians were burning all the tires on the New York State Thruway because they couldn't reach an agreement with the New York State government, because the New York State government was greedy against the Indians. The New York State government is worse than Al Capone. They're the biggest scumbags on planet Earth, and there should be a curse on all the sports teams, whether I'm a Buffalo Bills fan or not. That's all. So, yeah, that's about it, folks. You kind of get the gist of it, but whatever. What about these refs? What about these refs and these calls? It seems like the Kansas City Chiefs always get these calls. The two Houston players collide and they smash each other in the helmets. Patrick Mahomes is underneath. He don't get touched. He doesn't get touched. And I told my friend while we were watching, I said, I've seen this movie before. It's a rerun. I've seen this movie, and there'll be critical times in the game, and here comes a flag. Here comes a flag. It's like the WWF wrestling. Here comes the flag. I says, watch, there'll be a flag. Oh, there it comes. Yeah. Unsportsmanlike conduct. That was a very critical part of that game. Very. There. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Well, the NFL will look into that rule, because if they had a replay, to watch that play, they'd say, well, Mahomes never got hit. Put the flag back in your pocket. But of course, that rule isn't in effect yet. They're going to look at it at the meeting on the off season. These people are worse than the mafia. Sports is worse than the mafia. The government is worse than the mafia. It's just the world that we live in. It's just the world that we live in. And yeah, every year you see this bull crap. You see it. So I'd like to see the Buffalo Bills win, but how are they going to stop Lamar Jackson and that high-powered offense? The Buffalo Bills defense can't stop the freaking blind school offense. Unless this is going to be a high-scoring game, I don't know, but they're in trouble. Yeah, Johnny D. And then they give McDermott some kind of award for the best coach or something like that. Sean, best coach. If anybody knows about Sean McDermott's playoff history and the heartbreak that his decisions cost Buffalo Bills fans, when Kansas City, there was 19 seconds left, they kicked uh, off and they went down and scored in freaking 42 seconds flat because of that McDermott. He's made so many errors as a coach. He's a straight up scrub, and because the Bills are in the playoffs and they're shining bright, and now he gets a trophy. It's just like these participation trophies they give out if you finish in last place. He's a scrub. He's a scrub. He deserves to get embarrassed today. He deserves to get embarrassed today. He deserves to. But I like Josh Allen because he's a good boy. I like Josh Allen. He's a true blue All-American. And yeah, you know. Oh, here's some other news, a little political news. What about Snoop Dogg? These other high recognizable people that have abandoned the Democrat Party and are Trump supporters. Snoop Dogg performing at Trump's inauguration, as well as 4 other rappers, and all the Democrats and the fat black ladies that spew all that deranged syndrome stuff. I'm not prejudiced against my daughter's mixed, but her mother ain't fat. They all got this derangement about them. Why is it always race politics? Why do these Democrats just turn it white and black? We're all Americans. It's just people that are doing things that happen to be white or black. Not because they're white or black. They just happen to be white or black. They can make independent decisions on their own. They don't have to be bullied by these fat black women in the Democrat Party. And if you don't align with their beliefs, if you don't align with their sketched out beliefs, then you're this and you're that, and you're an Uncle Tom, and you're black people that are working for the white slave liberal on the plantation. What is it with them? Sketched out woke liberals. The gig is up. They can't take the pressure. CNN, they're going nuts over there, and all that other legacy media that's tanking. They're all freaked out. They're all fruity pied out. They're woked out. They can't take the pressure. Trump's the new president, and they want to turn it black and white. The gig is up. Social media's content providers, the biggest channels are black, and they're smart. So a black person can't make a formidable decision on his own without Obama telling him something. So a black man is supposed to listen to Obama. And if he doesn't, then the black man is just a slave to the Republicans, and he's just a slave. How dare them to insult any demographic like that? Well, they played a race card. They played a race bait card, and it just happens to be the black man. They emasculate all men on TV. You watch TV, it's all male emasculation. And they got this woked out, fruity pie, rainbowed out agenda that has failed. And they can't take the pressure, my good people. They can't take the pressure. Snoop Dogg said, stick it in your rear. There's a few more of them. Like Snoop Dogg can't make an intelligent decision where they put these rainbow freaks, put it in your face. Do you think so? Snoop Dogg believes that little boys and girls should have they could go in each other's bathrooms. And this is all easy stuff. All that freaked out, perverted stuff they were spewing. So, of course, people aren't going to agree with that. So, of course, people like Snoop Dogg and other recognizable entertainers, Drake and other people, they're going to say that's whack. But if they say that's whack, oh, they're just kissing the Republicans' ass and all, what? Because they don't want to follow along with retardation, identity politics, perversion, and everything else that we've witnessed for the past 4 years. And if there's an entertainer or a recognizable person that's had enough of that freak show, then they're just slaves to the plantation of Donald Trump. These people are really demented. Well, they're deranged. They're deranged. Mhm. Mario, how's it going, man? Cool Keith. Yeah, Cool Keith. Snoop Dogg. Laid back. With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Laid back. With my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Snoop Dogg could bring it. Snoop Dogg could bring it. You didn't think I knew that? I'll throw you a curveball, Cool Keith. I'll throw you a curveball. I've been around the block more times than the mailman. All right. So, yeah, CNN, legacy media, all those deranged freaks, they're going to be throwing up, hand them all vomit bags before they watch the inauguration, give them all vomit bags, give them all psychiatrists before they view the inauguration. Because there's going to be a red alert when them freaks watch this beautiful Republican inauguration. Payback. Payback. What did Biden hand out? 1,000 pardons or something? What's up with that? Joe Biden out the door. Joe Biden out the door. And another thing I want to discuss. God, God forgive me. These California fires. I did that video about those two billionaires that control the water supply. Okay? And all that corruption about what's really going on with that water supply. Well, they've been having forest fires since the beginning of time, and then they close down stations. There's no water. Where's the water? Where's the water? They slashed the budget. They slashed the budget in lieu of financing the illegal immigrants. They would have put them fires out if you put the money in the right place. It ain't your first rodeo, California, about fires happening every season. It should be a done deal on how you handle fires, 90-mile-an-hour winds or not. This ain't your first rodeo. And now who comes into the picture? The Red Cross. The Red Cross comes into the picture. Oh, really? Here comes the Red Cross, the NFL, every time they're up there. Our thoughts and prayers are for the people. Yeah, we get all that. I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster. We get all that. But here comes the Red Cross, your donations and everything else. Well, how about forget about the Red Cross? How about paying for the fire stations, putting water? There's water there. Listen, there is no water crisis. There is no Watergate. Remember Nixon, there is no Watergate. Well, there is no water crisis. There is no water crisis. They make it a water crisis. They those two billionaires, well, they had a lot of water for their pomegranate crops and they redistributed where that water went. Read between the lines. It's hocus pocus. I'm not crying a river for them, let alone donate to the Red Cross. They're worse than the mafia. That's my default statement. When we address and look at all this gibberish, my default statement, my go to statement is they are worse than the mafia. All that gibberish. Yeah, donate, donate. Well, what happened to the people in the flood in North Carolina, South Carolina? What happened there? You don't hear about it? You don't hear about it? Screw them over. Biden signed something for 500 million going somewhere in Africa or something for whatever, right in the people's faces. But our own citizens here get ignored. These are evil Democrats. And if people can't see it, they really have some psychological issues. And if you need some help, contact me, because I'm also a therapist. And just maybe I'll try to break some of these people. It might be intense psychotherapy. It might be a lot of hours of intense psychotherapy to get people out of this deranged Trump syndrome, this psychosis, this mental breakdown that these people can't even tie their shoes. They can't even see what's real. It's not my job to be the sheriff and all this and that, but it's getting sickening after a while. It's getting old. We've seen that movie before. We've seen that rerun before. We know how it begins. A national crisis, a um, uh, weather uh, a weather crisis. We've seen this movie 25 times. Create the crisis, profit off the crisis. Create it and profit off it. Well, what happened 4 years ago? Well, I don't know. I can't say it here. What happened 4 years ago? Create the crisis, profit off of it, and then you get screwed. And then you got these charitable places like the Red Cross that piggyback on it. And pay the Red Cross your money. What actually goes to the cause? You send $1 to the Red Cross. You send $1 in. How much goes to administrative costs out of $1 you send into? Well, Google it. Google it. Yeah. The money grab. It's all a money grab. Create a crisis, create an event, and then on the back end, then on the back door, they're all lighting cigars, counting the money. Look how stupid America is. Look, donate. They're laughing. All the shot callers, they're all laughing. Look how stupid America is. A sucker's born every day. Yeah. Suckers born every day. All the wise guys and mobsters used to say it. You know how come the mobsters know the government is worse than them? Because the government accepted bribes from the mafia. That's a no-brainer. Oh, they'd come around every fall, every winter. They'd come to the clubs in their briefcases and suits and talk. Let's have dinner. Yeah. Here's an envelope. There's an envelope. Yeah, zoning, projects, logistics, and all that. They cover it all. Yeah. Pass the envelope, Johnny D. Pass the envelope. It's like they pass a joint, Good stuff. Like Cheech and Chong. And they laugh, and then they laugh all the way to the bank. They laugh. Create an event. Get all the sympathy of the citizens. And then what's next? Get your credit card out. Suckers. Well, they had 49 fire stations. They've had fire seasons since the beginning of time, and then they elect to eliminate 40 fire stations when you know that fire season is upon once again, because every season is fire season in California. And then what do they show you, suckers? They show you on the news, there's a helicopter dropping a couple of drops of something on this raging fire. Look, they're trying to put the fire out. There's a helicopter that's dropping some synthetic material, fire retardant. A little drop. And they're out there trying to fight the fire with a helicopter in the middle of it all, dropping a couple drops of something that has no effect on the raging fire. It's all visual garbage. Where's my envelope? I don't even get any donations here, Wyatt Earp. Where's my envelope? So they play this hocus pocus, these visuals, and the NFL donate, and oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I feel so bad for them. I don't feel bad for those citizens because they're the knuckleheads that elect these politicians. So wake up while you're being woke, while you're all woked out. Wake up for real and see what's going on with your governor Newscum and all that smoke and mirrors. Look who's from California: Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, Governor Newscum. What crime family are they from? The California crime family? Hmm? Look at these actors. Look at these perpetrators that are behind it all. Yeah, get your credit card out and donate to them. Yeah. It's a problem that they don't care about. It continues to persist since I was a little kid watching the news, and every year, mommy, mommy, look, they have the fires again. Look at the TV, mommy, mommy, there's fires again over there in California. What's going on? Well, there's dry land, blah, 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 boom, 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 Smokey the Bear, whatever. Year after year after year, they can't get a grip on it. So they got an ocean right there. They got an ocean in their backyard. And they got reservoirs. What the mountain? There's mountains. There's mountains. This is what they did. The runoff of the water from the mountains every spring, they can direct that water into the reservoirs or they can direct that water into the ocean. Wow. I wonder what they did. Did the water end up in the reservoirs or did the water end up in the ocean? A state that has these fires and droughts every year, fire and drought, 40-year drought in California, and they're running the mountain runoff from the snow caps into the ocean. Yeah. Yeah. Who's stealing water mountain money, Johnny D? So you could believe all that. You could cry a river for California. You could get your credit card out, but they got you folks hypnotized, indoctrinated. I gotta watch 85 commercials a day about, oh, our thoughts and prayers go out. Yeah, I know there's innocent people. I understand there's innocent people, but these are the same people. Well, listen, they were showing the damage from Malibu, Palisades, East Palisades, all that. These are all millionaires that live in those homes. These are millionaires. I could care less about Robert De Niro's house burning down. He's probably got 10 million insurance on it. Oh, don't these places have insurance? And you've been having fires since the beginning of time. You're very wealthy. You can afford the high cost of insurance. What's going on over there? No, the Americans are the insurance. The Americans are their insurance to donate money to millionaires out there laughing while the water is going off into the ocean. What more could I say, folks? This is not speculation. This is not speculation at all. Mm-mm. Just look up the two California billionaires. I think their last name is Resnick. And what they've been doing. What about they had that emergency session? They had the emergency session. Los Angeles, California. Wow, emergency meeting. Oh God, how are we going to address these fires? Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you know what they talked about at the emergency meeting while they got all these raging fires? They didn't talk one bit about the fires. They talked about the strategy of the Democrat Party and how they can freaking uh, 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 deal with Donald Trump. How diluted and polluted is this Governor Newscom? Emergency meeting. Lawmakers, lawmakers. Red alert. Gather, gather. California's on fire. Gather. Emergency meeting. Red alert, red alert. Wow, the fires are raging. Well, we are gathered here today to talk about not the fires, but how are we going to deal with Donald Trump's presidency? Are these people that blown out in their minds? And these officials keep getting elected? Burn, 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 burn. I don't mean to be so. Yes, I do mean to. Yeah, I do. I do mean to. I do. Mhm. I do mean to. Burn. Here. Here. Burn. Burn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Burn, baby. Burn. Oh. John Travolta. John Travolta. He's going to California to meet with some movie producers. Allegedly. Allegedly. John Travolta, he's going to California to meet with some movie producers. Mm. They're going to do a new movie. They're figuring out the contracts right now. You know what the title of the new movie is? Disco Inferno Part 2. I'm good, folks. Disco Inferno Part 2. John Travolta's going to be doing that dance. John Travolta's going to be doing that dance. Cool Keith, thank you, man. Thank you, Cool Keith, and your beautiful spouse. Thank you, Cool Keith, and your beautiful spouse. He's doing, I got to tell more jokes, I guess. John Travolta. Well, you can tell by the way I come on. Yeah. He's going to go, they're going to put together a new movie. Disco Inferno Part 2. Holler at your boy. I'm a frustrated comedian too, okay, folks? I got a lot of problems here. Thank you, Cool Keith. I appreciate your support. God bless you and your family. And I appreciate it. That's my first super chat since California's been on fire. Which has been, oh gosh. Mommy, when are they going to put those fires out? I'm a 10-year-old kid. Mommy, they got these fires. Why are they dropping these little drops from these helicopters? Well, I don't know, Jojo. I don't know. Well, I think I know now. My mom's passed away. I love you, Mommy. She's passed away. But I think we found out the answer, Ma. I think, you know. Mother, do you think they'll put the fires out? Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, should I run for president? Mother, do you think they'll try to break my... Pink Floyd, baby. Mother, get the Democrats out. Oh man, I don't know. It gets too much. I'm from a military family, of course. I repeat myself. I got a brain injury. I got too much information in my mind. I'm blowing circuits. I'm blowing circuits. I'm surprised the electric don't go out in here. Did I pay the bill? I don't know. I better quit talking smack. So I don't have any sympathy for them. I have no sympathy for this whacked out. It's the same state that wanted to take over custody of your little children if the parents didn't agree to have your children participate in fruity pie stuff. This is the same regime. Look all the great politicians California has produced. Look at Schiff. Look at that Adam Schiff. Another Hall of Famer out of the California soil. Put a mustache on him. He looks like Adolf Hitler. That cutie pie. Oh, he's background. And guess what? He's in the background of all those water deals and water allocations too. He's in the background showing his ugly face because the Senate committees and all that, the Congress and Senate committees that handle that kind of stuff, they had control of. You got to connect all the dots. You got to control all the dots. I mean, you got to connect all the dots. Cry a river. Cry a river every time. Cry a river. Look who they've produced. Nancy Pelosi. Look at that winner over there. Look at that Hall of Famer, Nancy Pelosi. Governor Newsom. Kamala Harris. All bought and paid for by globalist billionaires. Who cares about the citizens? So if the citizens continue to vote for these politicians year after year after year, then expect the results. They don't have your best interests. Why should America donate and fix their problem? Fix the poison out there. Get your credit card out. Fix the poison that goes out there. And guess what? There are going to be fires next season too. Billy and Sally and Tommy and Randy. There's going to be more. Get your popcorn out and tune in next year for more of the fires out in California. Okay? Tune in. Silly. That kid that has that big YouTube channel, he was riding around on his bike. He's got 1 million subscribers, and he was riding around on his bike with a helmet camera, and he was riding around and he was showing everything. And the fireman, or the fireman, didn't know how to put the fire hose in the fire hydrant. Billy and Sally and everything else. You got DEI hires in there. The mayor is a DEI hire. She was on her way to Africa when California started burning down. That scrub. Just keep electing them. Burn, baby, burn, and just keep electing these bums. This YouTuber's riding, and there's no fire trucks on the street. There's fire trucks that are just sitting there. Nobody's around. It looked like a freaking apocalyptic scene. It looked like the Holocaust. It looked like World War III. It looked like a war zone. Destruction and fire burning and just burning up, unfettered. Nobody addressing it. I'm supposed to have sympathy for them? Move out like the rest of the 50 million that moved out of California. Move. Yeah. She went to put a hose in the fire hydrant. Now, I'm not saying there's not capable women. There might be capable women that can do these types of jobs. But this one, for instance, this fat sloth that couldn't pass a physical test where they lacked all those requirements, so you could get incompetent DEI hires. She could barely pick up the fire hose and drag it 20 feet. She didn't know how to put it in the fire hydrant. And even if she did, when you turn on the fire hydrant, there ain't no water in it anyways, Billy. So what kind of game they're playing? So that's why it was just going. That's why there was no fire truck, or there was nothing there, because they already knew, the fire stations already knew there's no water in the fire hydrants. Well, I guess they just redirected all that water from them that's supposed to go into the reservoirs. They just redirected it all into the ocean. Yeah, okay. So get your credit cards out, folks. Get your credit cards out. The inflation and the economy ain't bad enough. It's not bad enough already what this 4 years of this bum has just done to all you good people. 4 years of all this inflation and craziness. That ain't enough. Now finance that hocus pocus stuff. Now go in debt even more. Credit card debt's at an all-time high. Now get your credit card out and go deeper into debt for that scam they're running out there. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Who cares? Donate to them, and see how many pennies on a dollar actually go to boots on the ground, and how much goes to paying these people in these charitable organizations these huge salaries. Yeah. Don't judge until you do your homework. I got nothing better to do here. All I've been doing is studying since 8 years old. I gain knowledge. I don't care. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I always was on the dean's list. Schools and tests and quantum physics and the economic, everything was easy. It was easy. I thought it was stupid. I wanted to be challenged. I'm a nerd. I got nothing better to do than do independent research. And I also know that could be compromised also. Like when people Google stuff about the mafia and gangsters, and then they believe what they Google. I'm not going to say any names. And then I do a show and say, well, that's wrong. Well, no, I Googled it over here. Well, that's compromised information. I hung out with the guy for 4 years, Billy. I hung out with him. No, well, I Googled this over here and it said this. So we're aware that, you know, you can search and you could do research on things, but it could still be compromised. So you got to have a little discernment, you know? So that's it, folks. Thank you, Cool Keith. Thank you, Cool Keith. I really appreciate helping me out. I'm going to keep banging them out, and we're going to rise up. Dom Cicali is more dangerous than Mike Franzese, Sammy the Bull Gravano, and Joey Merlino, who keeps running that credit card. He's the other one. He don't want to tell a story until you get your credit card out. Joey Merlino and Snuffleupagus, whatever his name is over there, what are they, just blowing so much money gambling that they just got their credit? All they do is advertisements and try to sell on their channel. Joey Merlino, I thought you were a gangster. You can't think logically on how to raise your channel up. I thought you made earth-shattering decisions for the mafia, bro. You know? Thank you, Cool Keith. Thank you. Thank you. Don't get me started, Keith. Don't get me started. I'm watching a video, Keith, Cool Keith, and everybody else. I'm watching a video, Double K. I'm watching a video, Special K. And I got to sit through this snuff in a car dealership parking lot for 5 minutes trying to sell cars. Bro, tell some stories. I've told 9 million of them for free. And of course, there's good people like Cool Keith that come in here and donate and this and that. I've been in the trenches. I've been blocked. I've been censored. I've been kicked off the bus to try to provide entertainment. Of course, I have a book and I bring things up like that, but I like to rock and roll. I like to deal with people. I like to rock and roll. These bums, Joey Merlino and Snuff the Magic Dragon, whatever the hell his name is, in my opinion, now I know a lot of degenerate gamblers. I like to gamble, but I don't have money to gamble. What are they, just blowing tons of money that they just keep got their hand out? Go to Patreon and we'll tell you a story. And then when you get to Patreon, they'll tell you half the story, and then you got to pay again to hear the other half. I lost all respect for Joey Merlino. I lost all respect for him. I lost all respect. Straight up scrub. Well, he talks like a gangster. He sounds like a gangster. Yeah. They're a dime a dozen. And he wants to, yeah, that's the hustle. That's the hustle, Cool Keith. That's the hustle. And if people don't mind getting hustled, but looking at it as a strategist, and if I was a consultant and I analyzed this thing called his YouTube channel, I would say from this point on that his numbers are going to systematically diminish from now until the end of time. his numbers are going to diminish. He rose up quick. He leveled off. Now that we brung 50,000 people into the fold, we brung them in to the channel. And now we brung in this population of subscribers and viewers. Now that we got them in there, of course, everybody's got a right to make money. How can we get money out of their pocket? Which is normal, fair play. That's fair play. So we got all the people on the boat. Now we got to figure out how to sell things, which is fair. It's fair. But since they've done it, the rise of their channel exponentially has leveled off because you can't watch a show without paying for Patreon. You can't get a story without your credit card. So who's the Einstein over there at Joey Merlino's camp? Does he got millionaire friends? I don't know. Does he got millionaire friends that he could just run this game? I don't know. What's up, McDam? I don't know. Does he just got millionaires? Well, here, you need another 50K. I don't know. But it appears to me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that if you want to hear a story from beginning to end, you're going to have to get your credit card out if you tune into Joey Merlino. That's the way I look at it. And they're just selling. The kid, he don't know any better. You know, he don't know any better. That kid, he don't know any better. He's just along for the ride. He's like, my uncle's Joey Merlino, and we're living high off the hog, and we're rocking and rolling. They're scrubs to me. They're scrubs. Well, McDam says it's all about selling. Yes. Yeah, it's all about selling. But there has to be an exchange. Marketing management, the definition of marketing management is, drum roll. The definition of marketing and marketing management is any human behavior directed at satisfying the needs and wants of consumers in the exchange process. Okay? Any human behavior. We're doing a YouTube channel directed at satisfying the needs and wants of consumers. What are the needs and wants of those consumers? They want to hear mob stories. In the exchange process, you give us a mob story, we'll donate. Well, they fail on all three counts of the definition of marketing and marketing management. They should pay me to consult their channel. I'd triple it in 3 weeks because they got a base group already. They're disenfranchising all their customers, all their donators. They're disenfranchising them all. They're jumping off the ship left and right. Doesn't Joey Merlino have a mafia thinking mind? I have a mafia thinking mind, and I have an academic thinking mind. Academic. Where's his logic and common sense? Does he got millionaires behind him just saying, here, Joey, here. Please release me. They talk smack about Dom Chicali. He's a rat. Well, I've said a lot of things about rats, but for as many rats out there, there's as many reasons as for being a rat. Dom Chicali got a bum deal. Because guess what? The Mafia was falling apart. It was on its last act. It was on the epilogue of the traditional mob. And Dom Chicali backed into it where it all went off the rails. And now that poor bastard, he's reading his comments in his comment section and they're trolling him. And he's going, yeah, I was a rat. I'm a rat. They try to act like Dom Chicali, whether I like him or hate him, they try to act like he's some dim-witted nutcase or whatever. Dom Chicali is a very, very intelligent man, and he's a very dangerous man, whether I like him or not. Well, the Bonanno family, blah, 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 yeah, whatever. He's tripping on his comment trollers, and he keeps calling himself a rat. There's no value to that, Dom. There's no value in doing that. There's no value. You got those piss pot trollers in there that know absolutely nothing about the mafia. They don't know the variables and the events that were behind what you did. And guess what? Dom Cicali did a ton of time. I think when he started doing a long bid when he was a teenager. I think 20 years out of his early adult life, he might have did 13 or 15 years in jail out of his early adult life. And I think he started his first bid in his teens. He's a rat. He's a rat. He's a rat. He already heard the news, however he got the information. He already knew that the gig is up, the traditional mob is done, and why should he sit up there and to defend the people that are sticking it into him? And he's got to look at his comments up there going, you're a rat. You're a rat, Dom Cicali. You're a rat. Whether I like the guy or not, I just trying to deliver the facts. That's all. Cool Keith, most likely the hustle will be short-lived with those Patreon guys. People get sick of the same mumbo jumbo. Cool Keith, put it on a freaking spool, rewind and play. Cool Keith, rewind, play. And how about what do you think, Cool Keith? Let's throw in a little wash and rinse. Put it on a wash and rinse cycle too, Cool Keith. Double K, special K. Put it on wash and rinse. Blah, flada, 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 flada. Come on, man. I got Swampland for sale. Thank you, Cool Keith. Hey, Ronnie Pinder, what's going on? I need somebody to troll me. Yeah. Wash and rinse, repeat cycle. Go back, look at my channel, look how many videos I've done. Guess what? I did all those videos without the ability to make any money, any ads, and I just wanted to hang out because I wanted to tell stories and do my thing. That's all. Hang out. Now they turn me back on. And I'm right at 1,300. I'd have had 50,000 subscribers by now. This has been going on for years, my good people. I was rising up to the top of the mountain. Then, because I got animated and, I started going crazy on my videos. And I thought I don't want to get into it. I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to be a good boy. Thank you, Jesus. I'll be a good boy. Help me, Jesus. Help me, please. I've been persecuted. I've been discriminated against. Please bless this channel and bless these people in there. That's all. Hey, Wyatt Earp, how you do? Can't you troll me, Wyatt Earp? I was going to watch a Western today. Try to kill time before the games. Wyatt Earp, is your health better, Wyatt? Wyatt Earp, is your health better? Yeah. I like to have fun. I don't portray to be a wise guy. I want to spread love and compassion. I just think the world, you have to realize that there's always going to be good and evil in the world. There's just going to be good and evil in the world. And you just got to accept it. Little old me, 61 years old, I can't fix it all. But I got to be careful when I talk, I got to be careful. So I'm just going to tell my stories and see who I can get in here and have fun. I got the coolest people in here anyways. People that ride in this car, I like my community. That's why I've done 600, 700 videos. That's all. I like it. I love the action. And Mike Franzese, I don't care to talk about him anymore. He's good on politics. I don't care about all these other guys or whatever. Let them do what they do. But that Joey Merlino, well, I'm doing it now. I'm talking smack. But you know what? Enough is enough. And I want to defend Dom Cicali because I feel bad for him because he's buying into these guys. He's answering. They're all talking smack. Every comment, they're talking smack about him. They don't know this guy. They don't even know 4% of this guy. You got all these armchair quarterbacks. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody's got to stick up for some, I'm not the appointed delegate for it, I'm not the appointed delegate, but thank you, Ronnie Pinder. 100% truth. Thank you, Ronnie Pinder. Thank you. And, no, what do you expect when you're 85 years old? Well, yeah, you're getting a little long in the tooth. You got me by 24 years old, but you might as well, if you're 85, Wyatt, you might as well try to be a centurion. Go to 100. Go to 100. I smoke and drink. It is my 11th anniversary when I died. When I died, it's my 11th. Yesterday was my 11th anniversary. January 18, 2014, when I was dead on the floor. I was in life support for a year. And my 11-year anniversary, so I'm actually 11 years old. I got 11 thumbs up and I got 11 people watching. And I'm actually turned 11 years old. Those are God's numbers. Those are God's numbers. I got 11 viewers. I got 11 thumbs up. And I just turned 11 years old. My new life after I died. Someone just got out. Some wise guy just got out and didn't view and changed my number to 10. Yeah, you got to deal with that. Well, we're back up to 11. Uh-huh. I wrote some about it in the book. I wrote about divine intervention and things like that in the book, in my book, wherever it is. I'm sick of trying to sell that damn book. I'm sick of it. 33 in total. Thomas Kurzeppa, 33 in total. Illuminati confirmed. This guy knows, man. The 33rd parallel? Yeah. The 33 degrees? Who is it? Thomas knows. These people in here, they got knowledge. They got knowledge. So thank you, God. I made it, and I'm able to have fun, and I still got my brain a little bit. And thank you that because still I'm living. Hey, no matter what your finances are, is as long as you're alive, you still got a chance. I'm not giving up. Thank you, Thomas Kurzeppa. Glad you made it, Jojo. Thank you. We look at a lot of different things on this channel. My mind gets scattered. We talk from everything under the sun. This is a talk show. I like to chirp, 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 chirp. I like to chirp. So, we address a lot of different things. But I also like to talk about psychological things, maladaptive behaviors, addictions, and all that. But no matter what your position is, you got to realize we are kings and queens from divine DNA. So connect to that, and you can get there. Cool Keith, we didn't talk about the host today, Jojo. I actually wrote a little comedy. I did it 80 videos ago about we'll get to that some other time because Cool Keith knows how to trigger my brain. Yeah. But yeah, the hose, the mafia, and the hostro. The hostro. That's where the working girls, they would walk. But a lot of them, well, a lot of the gangsters, they had mistresses. And yeah. I went to a hotel room and a couple of wise guys were in there, and their wives went shopping in New York City, and they went shopping, and there was a knock at the door, and they said, "Get the door, Jojo." And so I opened the door, and there was these two fine women there, And I said, Rocky, what's going on here? Who are these girls? And the girl said, we're whores. Excuse me. Uh, we're we're well. I think you're looking for those two guys over there. They're the ones that got their money in their hand right now. And I don't think this is a spectator sport, so I'll be going this way or not. uh, you roll the dice. You need a 3? No, you don't need a 3. You need a 4 or you need a 5. You need a 5. You need a little Joe, whatever it is. My mind's shot. 3 hoes and a pimp. You roll the dice. You need a 3 and a 1. 3 hoes and a pimp. That's 3 hoes and 2 pimps. 3 aces and a deuce. 3 hoes and a pimp. I think I made that up. They're still using it to this day. I should get royalties from that. What else we got? What else we got here? Oh wow! At least a football game will be starting up a couple more hours. You know? Yeah, we like to chop it up over here. I'm bored. What else am I gonna do? Kill time, look out the window. You know, 3 hoes and a pip. 3 hoes and a pip. I used to drive these guys around late night, after midnight. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang down. After midnight, after midnight, after midnight, we're gonna let it all shake down. Gonna let it all shake down. Well, after midnight, these dudes, they would be on the prowl. They would be on the prowl looking for some nice little kitten somewhere and what they can entertain and all that. And I was waiting outside a hotel, and these guys were already up in the room. And they're like, "Oh, Jojo, when they get here, tell them to come up to whatever, 212 or whatever." So I'm sitting there, you know, late night after midnight. I'm waiting for these 2 Jezebels to show up. I'm supposed to say, Alex and John are in, room whatever, and then here they come, these Barbie dolls, 500 an hour, blah blah blah, and so I get out of the car and I said, "Oh, you must be here for what these guys." So the one gets out and she goes, "Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you?" I said, "If you keep it up, I'll be your pimp by freaking 8 a.m. You keep it up, I'll be your pimp by 8 o'clock in the morning." No. So whatever. We didn't hit it off on the right foot, So they go in, they can't get upstairs because of the clerk there or something. So they send them back out. Now they come out. "Oh, Jojo, what did you do? You screwed everything up." Why did I says the clerk there, the clerk. I don't know. They don't have a room key. I don't know. They can't go up there. So they says, "Well, come up." And I says, "Well, aren't you guys gonna get down? Aren't you guys gonna get down or whatever, And then just come up for a couple minutes, all this crazy stuff. These 2 psychopaths are fighting over what girl they want. And I'm supposed to be the mediator. I'm the mediator of, well, no, she's supposed to be with you and she's supposed to, so I can't win in that. So I want to get out of there because there's no way it can end but bad. But lo and behold, there was no violence or attempt to this, but a shot was fired. Actual shot was fired. And I got out of there, and I said, that's a wrap. There was a lot of crazy incidences behind these hoes. And the boss, Sam, and Sam said, you report everything to me because these clowns had a limited shelf life at the time anyways. At the time. They're telling bedroom secrets about what they're doing, and they're incriminating themselves, and they're telling these. So when they get called in by the FBI, these bimbos, when they're gonna tell everything. So the guy Sam didn't like it. He didn't like it. He said, "You tell me everything." Yeah, Sam, I left them guys at that hotel. Blah, blah, blah. Well, what happened, Jojo? Good job, Jojo. Good job. Yeah, those no good. Yeah, last time I knew they had a faithful wife at home and 3 kids. Yeah, they're no good, Sam. They're no good. Yeah, they're no good. They're no good. The same guys that want to whack, the same guys want to smash me out. Yeah. So, well, it came to a point later down the road that don't let any of these guys in your car anymore. Just, I know you're trying to hustle, Joe, but don't let these guys in your car anymore. Don't let them in your car. That's it. Whatever happens after that, well, that's just your business. Don't let these guys in your car anymore because I can't control these psychopaths. But they all went away anyways. I don't know where they went on vacation. I don't know where the hell they went. I don't care where they went. I don't care. Rot. Just like California, rot. That's all. Rot. That's all. You reap what you sow. You better start planting some good seed in some fertile soil. And then there will be a great harvest. The mafia, it's tough soil. And what you sow is what you reap. That's that. So thank you, Cool Keith. I appreciate you coming in here helping me out. I got to think up some more whole stories. I got to start thinking up some whole stories. They were barred from the club. And they would try to track down these cheating husbands and cause trouble. No good. No good. And these guys wanted me to lie for them. Their story would be, we were with Jojo. Well, we were out playing cards. This would be their alibi. Their alibi all the time would be, we were playing cards and Jojo was giving us a ride all over town until freaking noon the next day. That was their alibi. It was getting old. And I said, I'm not your alibi anymore. Johnny and Rocky and Alex and Tony, I'm not your alibi. These are good wives. These are good women raising your children. They got the novena and the altars in their houses, Catholic Christians. You're on your own. You threaten me and keep threatening me and violence and all this and that. You ain't going to make it, Herb. You're not going to make it, Herb. I'm a submissive guy, but my godfather knows all about you clowns, and he's been smashing people out since the beginning of the time. So keep up your shenanigans. I'm not lying anymore. And, the wife comes in the parking lot. I'm outside smoking a cigarette. Jojo, were you with Johnny Wednesday night? And they were playing cards? No, I wasn't. Well, he said he was with you, Jojo. Well, I guess he's lying. No, he ain't never been with me. All right. He ain't never been with me. You figure it out. He ain't never been with me. You figure it out. Then they want to kill me. Don't make me your alibi next time. I guess that ends that. You can't trust JoJo to be your alibi, so that's all. Yeah. Well, if you want to know, Mary, you want to know what happened last Thursday. Okay, Mary. How much time do you have, Mary? Well, I first took him to this strip joint. That girl wasn't there. Then I took him to another strip joint. She wasn't there either. Then we went to some house out in East Bum, wherever the heck it was. Nobody was there. And then we tried another place. Boom. Oh, 64. Bingo. And he was there. And I picked him up at 11 a.m. the next morning. So when you hear card game, Mary, when your husband tells you he's at a card game means he's out cheating on you. Okay? That's a card game. That's your husband's card game 3 times a week. Okay? Mm, that's it. Then they're all attacking me. They're all attacking me. They're all attacking me. And I was submissive, but I used to hold my ground sometimes. But then at the end, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care anymore because I know I get an army between my cousin Victor and my godfather that love me dearly in New York City. I can get a squad up here so fast and just it's over. I don't have power. I don't have power, but they will have my back in the shadow mafia. Shadow from Sicily, Sicilians, shadow. And your blood, not Cosa Nostra blood, but your blood relative from aunts and uncles and all that. Yeah. Who are these clowns? Yeah, there's this one. Yeah. They all threaten me. They all talk smack. Bah, bah, bah. I put up with it. I hustle off of them. Well, I think the gig is up. I think the gig is up. I don't have any power. I'm not a shot caller. I don't have anything. But what people, family sticks up for family, whether you're in around mobsters or not. Family has family back. Whether you're plumbers or school teachers or janitors or family has family back. I don't bother nobody. I try to spread laughter and everything. And they're running down on me all the time. All the tough guys are doing time in prison. They're doing life in prison and they're doing time in a coffin box. So, how do they want to do their time? You want to do your time in a coffin or you want to do your time in a prison? And that's where all these tough mobsters are. That's where they all are. The tough guy is that gets on the bus, that goes to a factory and gets on a bus and supports his 2 kids and his wife. That's a man. That's a tough guy handling his business. That's all. So we're almost pushing 2 hours here. Did we miss anything? Did we miss anything? How to fix a leaky faucet? Well, we didn't cover that yet. How to fix a leaky faucet. All right, folks. We've covered everything else, I reckon. So, yeah, I got, what did I have? This is my director, my producer, my lighting. This is my set designer. This is everything. You get it all here. Who cares? I had something else I want to talk about. As if we didn't talk about enough. I'll say that I got papers and notes all over the place. I am compiling another book. I'm compiling another book that's going to be, this book I got right now is straight, but I got some real juice, a good premise, a good thing, and I got notes and papers everywhere. I got to take a week out and get some organization and get my game plan on, and then I rock and roll, and we'll see what we're gonna do there. But yeah, we got some good juice over here, and you don't have to go on Patreon to get it. You don't have to get Patreon. I wish I could get in a mob tube war with Joey Merlino. At least my channel will be getting a shout out. Yeah, who's this truth, sir? I'm talking smack about me, Snuffleupagus. Who's this truth serum scrub up there talking smack about me? This guy, the truth serum, insulted me and everything else. I wish I could get into that soap opera. Maybe I could graduate into that soap opera. Huh? Beat them at their own game. Beat them at their own game. That's all. Joey Molino, you are the scrub of scrubs that don't even know how to run a social media, don't even know how to run it. You were a boss of a crime family? You look at all your mob tube heroes, you could see why the mafia failed. You could see the demise. All your mafia soap opera heroes, you could see how everything failed. I don't know what else to tell you. There are a lot of variables, of course, to be fair. There's a lot of variables in there and all that, but a lot of this stuff is common sense. It's so easy to figure out, Joey. Here's a novel concept of why your channel is going to tank. Here's a novel concept. Tell a story of a lovely lady who is bringing up three very lovely girls. Tell a story, Lufrate. Make up a story. Give us something than crickets and a credit card. Dom Chicali would, I better stop. I don't want to put words in Dom Chicali's mouth because he's the most picked on mobster on this mob tube, and people don't know anything about him. People don't know anything about him. And they write him and write him and write him, and they don't know nothing about that guy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that Vinny B, whether Vinny B gets out of prison or any of that stuff, or any other 7 guys that might be getting out, Dom Chicali is not running from anybody. So let's just squash that. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's just squash that. He acts nice on his channel and all this and that. This guy is a raw dog. Not to insult him. The dude is a raw dog. And they're trying to talk about, well, when so-and-so gets out and when these other guys get out, oh yeah, they're going to come after Dom Chicali. Dom Chicali comes almost right out and tells you where he lives. You could figure it out if you paid attention to half the stuff he tells you. You could come within a mile of his residence just by what he tells you. He ain't afraid. He ain't afraid of anybody. He ain't the guy that says, I'm going to get you. He's the guy that doesn't say it and does it. It ain't junior high school when it comes to guys like that. Well, I'm going to get you. No, I'm going to get you. No, I'm going to get you. No, they don't talk it. They just do it in the darkness of the night. And they're treating him like a punk. They're treating the guy like a punk. Whether I like him or don't like him, they're treating him like guy did serious time as a young man in prison. He was higher in the highly respected Bonanno family. Well, he was the only rat. I don't know what's. I think he was the only rat in the Bonanno family. Well, that's on record. We don't know how many other guys cooperated behind the scenes. You can't Google this stuff, but he's the acclaimed only rat that came out of the Bonanno family. It could be true, it could be false. And they write him and they write him and they write him. And everybody in his comments, you're a no good rat, you're a no good rat, you're a no good rat, you're a scrub, you're a no good rat. It's crazy, that mob soap opera tube. Dom, tell the stories, sell your liquor, might be good liquor there, sell it. And Dom, as far as business mind, as far as business and numbers and finance, the guy's top of his game. This guy, I don't know why they got him to be like the Pee Wee Herman of MobTube. This guy is the opposite of that. He's the opposite of that. And whoever's getting out of prison, they're not gonna come at him. They already know what DNA he's made from. They know the fabric that this Dom Chicali is woven from. Cool Keith, I got to pat it down for wires a few times by those Banano guys. Well, they were said to have run the cleanest ship in the shipping business. The Colombos were infested. The Gambinos were infested. I don't know a lot about, my godfather told me some things, but I don't know a lot about Lucchese, Genovese, Bonanno, but Colombo and Gambino, in my perception, infestation. There's a lot more I can say about that. We'll do it another time, but there's a lot more about the Colombos. The Colombo family's like the freaking stepchild of the Mafia. I hate to say it because those were my boys. My perception. That's just my perception. I'm not trying, whatever. But I view Bonanno up there as far as operators and thinkers. Everybody's got their own opinion on that kind of stuff. But I just say, don't take that Dom Chicali, because he could be on his videos talking nice and doing his show and everything. But deep down there in that mind, there is a switch. There is a switch. And when it clicks, there won't be nothing left but smoke. Those guys know better than to make threats like, wait till I get out. Wait till I get out of prison. Yeah, I'm going to come to your house. Wait till I get out of prison. I'm going to come to your house. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. The people in the know of that era and what was going on, the people in the know. So MobTube don't know it. The mob soap opera don't know it on YouTube, but the people know that name. They know that name, Dom Chicali. They know that name. YouTube could try to treat him like a scrub, but the guy is really high up in intelligence and finance and everything from A to Z. I don't have to like him or hate him. I'm just saying this is the flavor of it. This is the perception of it, it's the reality of what was going on. They want to railroad him like there's nothing. Clack Heaton Bob, great channel. Keep up the great work, brother. Watching you from over the pond in the UK. We got my UK people in here. Guess what, folks? I got an international channel. We got my man Clack Heaton Bob. How you feeling, man? I cover everything A to Z here. The only thing we didn't cover today was how to fix a leaky faucet, Bob. It's the only thing we didn't cover here today. We like to chop it up, mix it up, put it down, lay it down, step right up, spend $1, get in on the game, and have no shame. All right? All right, folks. Hold on here. My good people from over the ocean, I've been doing my thing. I'm going to behave. I'm not going to, that's Johnny D. Then you can... Johnny. JD, they call him. JD. They can use a faucet in California. Those... Oh, man. Yeah. You gotta have a sense of humor. Who cares about mob channels? Who cares about this or that? In life, you got to be able to laugh. And I tell you, there was so much fun and laughter running around these crazies. I was a practical joker. Also, there's only so far you can do like practical jokes and stuff like that until they take really offense to it. I gotta do another. Hey, uh, Snake Plissken. You remember that live last week? I called it Washington. uh, I gotta do. I gotta remember the Mafia practical jokes that went wrong. Mafia practical jokes that went wrong. Well, let's just say, the guys that would sit down and their pants would be down their butt, like. Thank you, Clecking Bob. Respect to you. These guys, you've probably seen it in your past travels. Some people they'd sit down, and their pants would be down, and then like you could see the top of you could see their butt. Yeah, the old exploding car trick. Plumber's crack. Where's my head, Johnny D? They had the good old fashioned plumber's crack, right? There's this guy. We're gonna just tell stories till I faint. All right, we're gonna tell stories till I faint. This cool dude used to come in, right? And he had a ton of money all the time, and he seemed like an easy mark. And this, I didn't know his past. I didn't know if he was a made guy in the mob or anything. He seemed real jolly and happy-go-lucky. Because when you got 20,000 in your pocket every day, you might be jolly and happy and everything. But they'd play cards. So I'm walking around. I'm bored. I'm waiting. I gotta hang around and try to make a couple dollars, blah, blah, and all of this stuff. And um, around the bar, another mate guy, he says, Joji, you want to make a couple dollars? I'm game. I don't know what the hell this guy is. We'll just call him plumber. We'll call him PC for plumber's crack. This PC, he says, he had a straw. And he said, go over and distract him on the table. And and while you distract him and say, oh, does anybody need any drink? Does anybody need anything from the bar? While you're doing this distraction, he won't feel you putting this straw down this plumber's crack. Hmm? Are you sure? uh, yeah, you're right there. So I says, well, no, Jojo, he's all right. He'll just laugh. He'll just laugh about it or whatever. All of a sudden I see a Ben Franklin and I see, I was like, I think I just got that money. I think I got brave after I saw a couple Benjamins out there. He said, the guy don't care. He'll just laugh. So this actually happened twice. It happened. There's another story with another guy. These guys were practical jokers too. And I believe it was this guy because I got a brain injury. Now, I'm honest. I can't remember a lot of things verbatim and all this and that, but the gist of it, okay, the gist of it, because how can he remember? Well, you get the subject. I mean, you get the idea. So, put the straw. It had a big kind of straw. I don't know, a bigger kind of straw, right? I think it was with this guy. And it's down there. And so I go back. I says, give me the money. No, it ain't far enough down. It ain't far enough down. I just pussyfooted. I put it. No. They're playing. They're playing. No, push it down farther. Push it down farther. So I push it down. The guy's oblivious. You could have probably shot him in the butt with a bullet and he still wouldn't have felt it. So I go, well, there ain't nothing. Shit. He's just going to ride home in the car. And when he takes his clothes off, he's going to find a straw in his underwear or something and whatever. He says, no, go get the funnel thing like when you put oil in the car and shit like that, and get some water and pour it. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Pour it down. Boom, boom, boom. He's got a wet butt. He flips the table. He's a made psychopathic killer, and he jacks me up. He jacks me up against the wall. Ripped my shirt. Everything scratched me. Everything his had his forearm on my eyes are gonna bulge out of my eyes are gonna explode. And they grabbed him and they said, well, he told him to do it over there. And it was a big ruckus and everything. For a laugh. For a laugh, I gotta check my freaking Adam's apple for freaking reconstruction. But the guy was a nice guy and everything. But uh I guess they all had a good laugh on it. I had a sore throat for freaking 3 weeks, but I guess sometimes it's not worth the money. It ain't worth the money. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. It's not worth it, folks. It's not worth it. Worth it. I did it with salt. I did it with a salt shaker. Boom, boom, boom. But the guy was a no good, dirty, no good. I would have fist fought him. Even if he whooped my ass, I would have, maybe he would have whooped me, but I would have liked to try to get one punch in, you know. But sometimes you don't know. You have to have certain behavior with a made guy. A made guy. I got a lot of lenient stuff. I got a lot of leniency because I was just Sam's boy, and I could say, but you can talk smack to a made guy, under the rules and all that. You can't. You can't. You just can't. But crazy shit. Crazy shit. PTSD after that. uh, I became a therapist to give myself therapy. Freelance therapy. Freelance therapy. Okay? Freelance. Here's one of my old cards. There's one of my old cards. Look at that worried smile on my face. It's the snake. Snake and Johnny D. Look at this word, and Cool Keith. Look at that worried smile. Diamond Mine Services. I had a worried smile. That's PTSD, folks. That's PTSD. If I just would have stayed on the right track with my education, well, I lived good in other stuff. Forget about it, Snake. Forget about it. You know, I don't know if I have regrets because I'm still alive today, but then I look at the trajectory of my life and highly educated. And then, you know, well, that's life, Joe. Well, I could be in a better financial position. Well, no, Joe. You've had divine intervention to keep you alive 16 times. Be happy you're alive. You could still get finances later. So you dodged everything, so I got to keep my own mind together. Well, you should have more possessions, Joe. You should have a car. You should have a nice house. You should have this or that. Well, give me my life first and I'll be happy with that. That's what I got to tell myself. Have a little wisdom. That's all. There were a lot of laughter times. Oh, there was so much laughter times. Oh my gosh. A lot of laughter where just, you tell, the mob channel wants to hear stressful mob stories, suspenseful mob stories and stuff. And, but there was like a sitcom a lot of times. It was like a comedy a lot of times. And a lot of these guys were quick witted. A lot of them were quick witted. You know, I might go overboard, and then they would say, "They look, They didn't talk a lot of times. Then a lot of times they'd just look, and I'd be like, "Well, I get the message. It ain't a comedy anymore. The comedy act is over. Well, I better chill." Yeah, the comedy show came to a screeching halt from one look. You think you're friendly and you're gambling together and you're eating together and you think that you're just childhood friends from kindergarten and everything's good. And then you've gone too far. And well, I thought we were buddies. Well, we've been getting along great. Well, you shouldn't have said that. I'll bash your head in off the freaking dashboard. Say it again. Say a word, and I'll just. Well, I thought we were friends, gambling, eating. Aren't we long lost buddies? Uh-uh. I would go through 4 shirts a week from them yoking me up. I'd go through 4 shirts a week just from the old fashioned just the yoke move. But it was a lot of fun. It was fun now. Now it was fun. Looking at it now, I guess it was fun, but you gotta enjoy. It's not like I was an adrenaline junkie just seeing testing the waters how far I could go. I then I you know when to hold them, you know when to fold them, you know when to engage. When it's all laughter, it's a safe time. You can rib. Like people like to rib when we were little. We like to rib on each other. Well, you're so broke, bah, 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 or people would rib on each other about family members or yourself. So nah, I don't have any special plates, Cool Keith. I'm Italian, but I'm on I'm down to the nitty gritty. My friend came over, cooked some nice sausage with peppers, cooked some nice stir fry with the rice and all that. God bless you if you're watching. And and that was really nice. I got some in the fridge. So other than that, I just eat generic garbage. But yeah, you know. Yeah, so oh well. Yeah, people used to talk smack to each other, like little insulting types of things, which are more or less innocent. And we used to call it what we would rib on each other. We'd rib, but like little minor insults. And I was my crazy mind. I could be a real good ribber on somebody, but the laughter might change to anger. So yeah, the old joke is I'm so broke I can't even pay attention. Yep, I can't even pay attention. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Everybody's having a good time, and then you try to rib on somebody, and then nobody's laughing. And I thought I had a good sense of humor, and I thought, but there was a lot of laughter. People did talk smack and everything, but I just think a lot of them didn't like it when it was coming from me. A nobody. Like, how are you gonna let a nobody, but they knew me. They knew I was a nice guy, just trying to hustle. That's all. Yeah. Eating frozen dinners, wishing for the real vibe. Yeah, I'm waiting for the real veal parmesan. Life is about money, sex, and booze. You got the first, you'll get the other two. Yeah. You get the money, you get it all. But sometimes you get the problems too. A lot of it is an illusion. Boy, we run to that. We could run to that. It could be a blessing and it could be a curse because there are a lot of people that were broke. They ran to the money, they got the money, and when the smoke cleared, they were worse off than when they started. So you got to be careful there. Got to be careful when you run to things that you think are good for you, but then, then all that, boom, boom, boom. Funny Man from Boondock Saints was a character. Yeah, I always like to, you know, talk, somebody's hairstyle, a guy, uh, his shoe. You try to rib, but the guys with the crooked nose and all that, and some you got to be careful of how personal you get. And but they used to do it with themselves. They used to get down and dirty. They would rib on the guy's wife. They would rib on the guy's wife. If I did it, they would blast me. And they were getting really personal, and they're laughing. Ah, ha, ha. Yeah, Jimmy, she's a hoe. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah. When you gonna put her on the streets, Johnny? Yeah, she's a two-bit hoe. I do declare, if I said it, they would be freaking smashing me around. But they could say it. They could say it. Oh, I don't qualify. I'm nobody. I can't do that. They're tripping. They're tripping. Yeah. Then the one guy is on a losing streak, right? Degenerate gamblers. Terrible, terrible degenerate gamblers. Who's in trouble? Who owes tons of money and everything else? And a lot of them are under extreme stress for their lives. And uh, uh, football or something. I'm up there talking football, boom, 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 and uh, I didn't gamble, and I said, "Oh yeah, remember I liked those 3 games." Uh, I wasn't trying to tell people to bet what my picks were or anything like that, but they come in and we're just doing regular talk, and then the guy says, "Oh, Jojo, you can't pick nothing, blah blah blah," and and he's trying to tell me I can't pick and all this. And I said, well, last time I looked, you're 0 for 24. You got a mortgage on your house. I thought this was just good talk, Yeah, 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 yeah. He got up and he looked at me. He said, you ever come out of your mouth like that on me again? Because this guy was under stress. He didn't know who was coming after him. He owed 3 crime families tons of money. And I'm over here joking about how the guy never picks a winner and he's 0 for 30. He said, you ever think about talking up to me like that again? I said, well, I'm sorry. I just thought we were having fun. I'm sorry. And then somebody said, no, leave Jojo, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Jojo didn't mean it. We just thought we were all having fun. Oh, and then this is what I also said. I'm serious. This guy was like 0 for 38. I said, well, maybe, because he was trying to insult me and rib on me. I says, you got a better shot to flip a coin 50-50 and pick your team. Buffalo is heads, heads. So you got a better shot flipping a coin 50-50, and you might go 40%, you might go 70%, but you're going to do better than 0%. And then he said something, whatever, and then he morphed. Like shapeshifters, and they morph into a different being. Well, he he morphed, and he stood up and he looked, and his features looked like they were changing, and he said, you ever come out of your mouth like that, I went, oh, I was just kidding. Oh, I said it. No, he said it. I don't know. He said it. Who said it? I don't know. Jojo said it. Oh, whoa. And then the other guy said, that's enough. Let's break this up. Everybody get the hell out of here right now. Rams today. I need the Rams for a 3-team parlay, Johnny D. $5 to make 80. I took Washington on the money line yesterday. 4-1. as well as Kansas City, which had no odds. I did Kansas City money line minus 500. I just wanted to add on to the parlay money line. Did that safety? What about the safety? Did that blow the money? Did that blow the line? Johnny D, you're on it. Thank you, Johnny D. Did that safety? What was the game? The game ended with the safety. Did that? They didn't cover because of the safety? Because the commentator even made a remark about it. What was the line? 10, 11, 12, or whatever the hell it was? They ran the clock out. They took a safety. How many people smashed their TVs? How many people smashed their TVs? Well, just take a knee and run out the clock. There's 32 seconds left. Just take a knee and run out the clock. Yeah, they were. Uh-oh. He's running back to take a safety and run the rest of the clock out. How many people smashed their TVs? I did the money line just to gain a little more odds. You're only gaining a little because the money line was minus 500. The money line on Washington was 4-1. And the Rams are, I did the Rams, I think, +6. I don't know, I was just trying to bet the best odds on a $5, just for fun. I witnessed a fellow helicopter kick his TV once. Them guys would be up there watching games, hollering about the players. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, they used to fix the college sports games. People that are in here, they like to fix games. Mike Franzese was always down on like fixing events, like, if what allegedly, fix things, fix these sports and all that. Well, they had a big gambling ring. It was a big gambling ring. You know what kind of leverage you can get if you're fixing games and there's people. So you know how you can move that money around in your favor. But yeah, they were. So college basketball was easy to fix, and then other things. But they would say, everything is fixed. The pros, everything is fixed. I've been watching these refs in these playoff games. I don't know. My uncle threw TV out of his bar on the street when Browns lost to Denver in the 80s. Them bums, they'd say. Everybody that's no good is a bum. Everybody, Johnny D, everybody that's no good is a bum. My uncle threw the TV out of his bar on the street. Browns lost to Denver. Wow. Horse teeth Elway. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the Cleveland. Was that when Cleveland had Bernie Kosar? Bernie Kosar, he was from Miami, the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, all right. Yeah. Minga, Johnny D, you're going back. How old are you, man? Yeah. Good old Bernie Kosar. They 50. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Yeah, that back in '98, Wise Guys pulled up and gave us a tip on a game. They said, bet your house on it. And they were right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They had guys in Vegas. They had plants in Vegas. Then Vegas got hip to tracking money and tracking play on games. The technology rose, of course, and but they couldn't watch every curveball. They couldn't watch every curveball. Because if you're trying to bet with another family smells something fishy, and then it spreads like wildfire, and then they all want to bet it in Vegas. And then sometimes Vegas would take a game right off the menu. Vegas would take a game right off the menu. It'd say no line. Well, yeah, because it's but they missed a lot too. Vegas missed a lot. They missed a lot. They're fixing they were fixing small college basketball games and other types of things, of course. But Vegas, a lot of genius guys that run the gambling in Vegas and football and basketball bets, they're so sharp because you know who they use as consultants a lot of times in Vegas? Ex-mafia guys that seen that trick a million times. Vegas would you recruit guys that had mafia or mafioso minds. So it's like, wait a minute. We're getting some action on Fordham. Fordham? Who the hell's Fordham over here taking off? Take it off. Take it off the board. Okay, we're gonna get beat. We know we're gonna lose this bet. We know. But so they'll take it off. Vegas has locked down on spreads, Johnny D. Yeah. But they made a lot of scores through Vegas though. In Vegas, guys would come down in the underwear to see the lines. Cool Keith's a bad man with Jamma. I got a real crew in here. I got the crew. I got a crew, man. I don't mean to get wishy-washy and all that kind of stuff. You know. Yeah, they used to get down. They had a guy. Now, allegedly, they had a university like Niagara University. You know, well, that's where the freaking club was, one of the clubs up there. And if a guy got in a lot of trouble, and he actually had two starters on a team. He actually had two starters on the team. So there's no harm if you win by 3. Just don't win by 8. You're gonna still, you're gonna still win the game. Just don't win by 8. So if you're at the line with 35 seconds left, just throw up a couple bricks. It's just easy. It just goes under the radar. But you could get a few tricks in back then, but then they're there. Vegas, they seen that movie before. They seen it. The people policing it are the people that invented it or the people that worked in it with close to these families. They just don't get a college graduate. They don't get a college graduate and gets hired at a casino to monitor the action on sports betting. No, they get somebody that's really close to the mob or knows all these tricks of the trade. They don't just hire somebody that got straight A's out of UNLV. No, they get somebody that's seen it all and like, no, don't take any action on that game. Shut it down. And then what they also started doing is don't put any of these smaller schools, don't even put them on the menu anymore. Just solve that. Don't even put them on the menu. Don't put them on the menu. Because it's so easy to see it's foul play. It's so easy to see foul play. They're not just innocent bets, There's a lot of millionaires that just bet on crazy, wacky games that could bet on small schools. Yeah, anything's possible, but they would know what was real and what was counterfeit. But they profited off of it. They did. They tried to fix everything. Everything you could freaking fix, they try to fix it. That's all. So there you have it, folks. Thank you, Johnny D. Cool Keith, for hanging out with me. I appreciate your input, your friendship. I appreciate it all. I don't want to get wishy-washy, but thank you, Cool Keith, for helping me out like that. And Snake Plissken, thank you for jumping in here. I appreciate everybody. Joel Gold, I didn't even see you sneak in here, Joel Gold. Where's Wyatt Earp? Kleck Heaton Bob, good to have you in here, my man. You know me. I just keep coming at it. I'm just shooting jumpers all day long. I'm just shooting jumpers. That's all. Kleck Heaton Bob, all right. Snake Plissken, I appreciate you hanging out. Wyatt Earp, Ronnie Pinder. Thank you, Wyatt Earp. Cool, Keith. McDam. McDam, it's been a long time since you've been here. Good to see you. Thank you for that support, Cool Keith. I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Cool Keith. Again, I appreciate your help here. I really do. I can use it. Mario Mendez. All right, Ivan Lore. Mr. Anderson, Philly Bob. All right, Michael Candinas. He's always the first one on the card. Thank you, Michael Candinas. If I haven't thanked you in a while, thank you. There you have it, folks. Enjoy the games. Live, have fun. I'm going to keep shooting jumpers, seeing if we could bust a three out. Don't reach, because I teach. Don't reach. I used to talk smack on the court. You reach, I teach. Okay, enough's enough. All right. So that's that. Enjoy. Be the kings and queens. Laugh. If you need help, ask somebody for help and enjoy life. Okay. I appreciate all your support. Hit the like button, share button, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to just keep going. I'm just going to keep going. You know, I got some good juice coming down the line. Anyways, I try to do my best. All right. Thank you. God bless you all. And rise up your thinking, rise up your spirit, process things, and enjoy life. Enjoy life. This is my anniversary of my death 11 years ago, and I'm on extra time here. So don't take life and time for granted. Stay focused, come up with a game plan, and stick to it. And remember, you're spiritual. There could be spiritual help there too. All right, folks. Thank you. God bless everybody and your families. Thank you.